You came in like a thief, and you stole the crown. Your lies keep piling up, and we watch them weigh you down. The fear and greed that you stole, they run the whole fucking show. But we are not afraid, and we will not let go. The bigots rise, and you fan the flames. You build an empire of fear and pain. You're hand in hand with the billionaire scum, selling out this country while you play dumb. Burn it all down, tear the walls apart. We will not bow, we will not lose heart. We will put an end to the hate, we will put an end to your lies. We will stand side by side, and we will rise. You think these cages are built for the poor and for the weak, for the families torn apart while you laugh and tweet? Look at the puppets dance to the corporate sound, but we are still here and we will stand our ground. There is blood on your hands. We have seen the truth erased. You put the profits first instead of the people you've displaced. History is watching, and it won't soon forget. It may not be you this time, but you could soon be next. Burn it all down, tear the walls apart. We will not bow, we will not lose heart. We will put an end to the hate, we will put an end to your lies. We will stand side by side, and we will rise. Burn it all down, tear it all apart. Burn it all down, tear it all apart. Burn it all down, tear it all apart. Lies on the screen from the deadline machine. Burn it all down, they killed the American dream. Go plane an escalator, a tower built on decay. Smiling like a tyrant while the world fades away. Fear and hate is the name of the game. Divide the people and shift all the blame. The truth is dead, you sold it for fame. History won't forget your Promises right. Promises right. On a gilded stage, dividing the people, fueling the rage. Walls built high, but compassion's low. Truth buried deep beneath the show. No more lies, no more deceit. We will bow down, we will retreat. Voices loud, we stand as one. The fight's not over, it's just begun. It's just begun. Families torn at the borderline. Justice denied, time after time. Prophet's soul on the planet burns. When will we learn? When will we learn? No more lies, no more deceit. We will bow down, we will retreat. Voices loud, we stand as one. The fight's not over, it's just begun. It's just begun. It's just begun. Resist the power and break the chain. Rise above all this hate and this pain. Together we're strong, we won't divide. In our unity we will find our pride. The fight's not over, it's just begun. 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 The fight's not over. They build their towers in the sky, hoarding wealth while the workers die. Billionaires with blood-stained hands, trampling lives to expand their brand. They say they earned it, they say it's fair, but they only take while we despair. Their pockets are fat and their hearts are cold. Working ourselves to death makes them more bold. But now the time has come for the people to rise up. We will never bow, we will never kneel. We see our lives and we know the deal. You hoard the wealth, you crush the poor. We're coming for you, you capitalist whore. This land is your land, this land is my land. We will fight side by side and hand in hand. The system is rigged, it's all just a game. The rich pull the strings, the poor take the blame. Wealth hoarders live in mansions, the people live in chains. The billionaires don't care, they cash in on our pay. Luxury is a cage, they've been built on the backs of the common workers that they keep under attack. But we the people, we've had it rough. Their empire is fragile, we've had enough. And now the time has come for the people to rise up. We will never bow, we will never kneel. We see a lie, and we know the deal. You hoard the wealth, you crush the poor. We're coming for you, you only got home. This land is your land, this land is my land. We will fight side by side and hand in hand. No more silence, no more living in fear, no more being divided, no more broken man's tears. Don't try to keep us down, you are not our king. In every city and every town, let motherfucking freedom ring. This land is my land. We will fight side by side and hand in hand. No more silence. No more living in fear. No more being divided. No more broken man's tears. Don't try to keep us down. You are not our king. In every city and every town, let motherfucking freedom ring. Because the time has come for the people to rise up. We will never bow, we will never kneel. We see your lie and we know the deal. You hoard your wealth, you crush the poor. We're coming for you, you capitalist whore. This land is your land, this land is my land. We will fight side by side and hand in hand. It's better to die standing on your feet than living a lie down on your knees. It's better to die standing on your feet than living a lie down on your knees. We signed up to fight for freedom, not to be the boots on the necks of Americans. You used us, you lied to us, and now we're coming to square the account. Get fucked and die mad about it. Admin Tim 360, bitch! We wear the scars, we bear the pain. We watched our friends die in blood and flame. You said that we fought for liberty, but we came home to fight hypocrisy. You turned a rifle around on peace. You crushed dissent, you unleashed police. You sent us in just to guard your throne. You turned the streets into a combat zone. Not in this fight. We are the light. Whether it's day or night. No one walks alone. This ain't no game. There is only one true. We are the same. You armored up and sent the troops to beat down kids and protest groups to guard the banks, protect the suits so that they can't keep us under their boots. You wave the flag like it's a threat, but we remember every single bet that you left to rot, alone and discarded, while CEOs got golden parachute parties. One walks alone, not in this fight. We are the light. Whether it's day or night, no one walks alone. This ain't no game. There is only one true. We are the same. To every citizen still asleep, wake the fuck up. To my fellow veterans, remember your oath. Our freedom is dying right beneath our eyes. The people in charge tell us nothing but lies. The common people starve while billionaires eat, and we're the ones tossed out in the street. Let's eat the rich, let's make them pay their share. Paying their taxes is a burden they can bear. Make billionaires try again. Not in this fight. We are the light. Whether it's day or night, no one walks alone. This ain't no game. There is only one true. We are the same. No one walks alone. Not in this fight. We are the light. Whether it's day or night, no one walks alone. This ain't no game. There is only one true. We are the same. No one walks alone. I got something for you. Hang on to your asses. Just me, lock room, VIP, predator in a crowd walking free. Blood on the floor, heart tripping change. How many more gonna scream in vain? You built your throne on broken laws. Now you're scared, you know what you saw. Silence bought with piles of cash. Erase the files, burn the trash. Martial law for damage control. Draft the bar to hide your soul. Wanna light the world on fire just to dodge the light trip wire. History is a loaded gun. Tick, 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 you better run. Lock room, VIP, predator in a crowd walking free. Blood on the floor, heart trooping chains. How many more gonna scream in vain? Your kingdom stakes with every name. You'll kill us all to dodge the blame. This ain't conspiracy, it's confession. Hidden in plain sight, full suppression. You laugh while the system bleeds, but the streets remember what you need. Truth, there's a cry. You just fear the time when the lights come by and your ass is mine. Locked room, VIP, no more secrets, no more cages. Dragged across your marble floor. Truth is kicking down your door. I said I'm young and believe the vow. Stars and stripes, I wear them now. Trained to fight and trained to lead. Wore the flag like it was all I need. I went to war, that was my goal. Buried brothers filling bullet holes. Did what I had to cause that was the cost. I came home proud but broken and lost. Yeah, the party used me and threw me away. Now I see through the games they play. They wrapped their lives in red, white, blue, but the blood on my hands was never for you. It was never for you. They said freedom, they said truth, but fed me hate since I was a youth. Republican dreams, conservative pride, just uniforms for the green they hide. Where were they when the VA failed? When my friends came home and we all derailed? Where were they when we screamed in pain? Too busy chasing power and gain. All the party used me and threw me away. Now I see through the games they play. You bring support, you wave your flags while you turn your backs on body bags. Don't turn your back on the fallen. You say that I betrayed you. I bled for this country. What did you ever do? You cheered for war, then you ran from the wounded. I see who the traitors really are now. I gave my all, you gave me lies. Soldiers die while your empire thrives. Call me woke, call me lost. You never paid the fucking cost. And the party used me and threw me away. But I won't be silent one more day. I fight again, not for your pride, but for every soul you left behind. The party used me and threw me away. But I won't be silent one more day. Justice ain't red, justice ain't blue. It's the truth, and it's coming for you. Marching down the street with your MAGA flag, spitting serpent's lies while you're waving that rag. screaming freedom while you chain the weak. It makes me sick every time you speak. Beneath your cross, behind your screen, you sold your soul for a fascist dream. Keyboard warrior that don't know pain, a cultist clown whose leader's insane. You are a king, not a constitution. You crave control, not a revolution. But you lick the boots, you're a rich man's pawn. You say you're free, but your freedom's gone. You're not with us, you're a fucking disease. You live in fear, spend life on your knees, try to own the limbs, but you just don't regret. You fake your fate, now you choke on the dead. The party of law and order, but you storm the hill. You back the blue except when you're out to kill. You wave a gun in your neighbor's face. Fake ass patriot, you're a fucking disgrace. History watch while you took your stand. We saw what you did all across this land. American patriots don't kneel to a king. You're a fucking simp sucking that cinnamon ring. You are a king, not a constitution. You crave control, not a revolution. But you lick the boots, you're a rich man's pawn. You say you're free, but your freedom's gone. You're not with us, you're a fucking disease. You live in fear, spend life on your knees, try to own the limbs, but you just don't regret. You faked your fate, now you choke on the dead. You traded your hood for a MAGA hat, the mark of the beast. You believe in that. You don't believe the words that you shout. You chant just to drown out the doubt. You are born to lose and you still started this game. The fire is coming and we are the flame. We're gonna tear it down, bury it 6 foot deep, and we'll never forget that you're a sheep. You are a king, not a constitution. You crave control, not a revolution. But you lick the boots, you're a rich man's pawn. You say you're free, but your freedom's gone. You're not with us, you're a fucking disease. You live in fear, spend life on your knees, try to own the limbs, but you just don't regret. You faked your fate, now you choke on the dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 26, 47. 1, 2. He wraps himself in red, white, blue, and lies. Makes NTOs and louder bases boast. He stalks the father, civil reason dies, and feeds the walls of mocking loyal hoes. He plays the strong and blind as foreign ghosts. The sirens feast and tear freedom's rust down. He's thrown his build on smoking shit posts. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. Lady liberty, let truth come down. Expose the rapists who tried to drag you down. Let history brand and not with any renown. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. He scores people who bled for law and land, and praises the mob that stormed the sacred floor. A coward's grin, a scepter in his hand. He chooses chaos, shatters every door. His pledges rot the meaning nevermore. He trade the truth of treason, gain renown, and still he begs for power, blood, and war. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. The Lady Liberty, let truth come down. Expose the rapists who tried to drag you down. Let history brand him, not with any renown. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. He turns his back while tyrannies grow bold. He whispers secrets where the hawk should warn. And all for what? Some towers fake and gold. A name embalmed in scandal, loud and worn. No martyr here, just falling to be mourned. A fraud and silken jester in a gown. The cost was out for shame we won't adorn. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. Lady Liberty, let truth come down. Expose the rapists who tried to drag you down. Let history brand him, not with any renown. He sold us out to buy a beneath a gilded name. A green parade as patriotic pride. The people's trust becomes a tarnished flame, extinguished where deception dares to strike. This man does not deserve our loyalty, because he thinks that he is royalty. America! Fuck yeah! King praise in 7876 so you can suck our collective dicks. A throne of lies built high on fear and spite. Commands with bluster, rage, and crude disdain. What once was offense wrong to serve the right, and conscience cries in vain beneath the strain. This man does not deserve our loyalty, because he thinks that he is royalty. America! Fuck yeah! King brains in 7876 so you can suck our collective dicks. No kids! The motherfucker must go! No kids! Straight to jail! No kids! Or we can show! No kids! Him the gates of hell! He mocks the weak, the weary, and the poor, yet calls it strength to trample those below. The soul of service, darkened at its core. What seeds he sowed, we're reaping what we sow. This man does not deserve our loyalty, because he thinks that he is royalty. America! Fuck yeah! King Brain since 7076 so you can suck a collective dick. And time will move on at true frequency stage. No crown can outlast the people's rightful land. And time will move on and truth reclaims its space. No crown can outlast the people's rightful rage. Baldo people!
Now it's time for the throw punch! You had a live stream the other day. What's up, fam of Liberty and everyone else? Our guest tonight is Monte Mader. I don't need any introduction. Everybody knows who I am. I'm also joined by admins Jen and admin Elo. What's up, admins and Monte? How are you guys? Or, I'm sorry, how are you ladies?
Good, good.
I'm in a hotel in Indianapolis.
There we go.
We can hear you.
Yay, here we go.
Yay. Yay.
My mic does that, like it just mutes sometimes. It's like,
Yeah,
I
it's
was
just
sitting there
chilling.
talking.
You know,
I see lips moving, but I can't make out the words.
Hi, everybody. I'm seeing the group chat, which is awesome. Nice to meet y'all.
So
Hi.
excited to chat with you, Monty.
My flight last night got delayed 4 times. I got back in the middle of the night. Been pumping coffee since 7 this morning, just running along doing the day. So
Go, go, go.
So you're from Wyoming, and
I am.
so is Jen. I'm sorry, not Jen. Aaron, you're from Wyoming, right?
Yeah. So it's about 1 or 2 degrees of separation. So if you say, "Oh, I know those people," you like know the same people. It's like
Yep. It's a very small
it's
community,
small.
small population.
And we're even both from the east side of the state too.
Hmm.
My family's all from the Black Hills. So
Okay. Yeah, I have a lot of friends that live in the Black Hills, but all my family lives in Wyoming or Middle South Dakota and Montana.
But are you in New York now?
I'm in
Yes.
Nashville is where I'm based.
Oh,
I
okay.
travel to New York a lot. I'm usually in New York at least once a month, but based in Nashville as of now.
Gotcha.
I used to live in New York.
It's my favorite place. I do love it.
Agreed.
I lived in New
Agreed.
Jersey.
I was there
That
for
was
about
not the
6
same.
years. It's not the same. That's true.
It was not.
I have been told that you are starting a new band, and that I am supposed to ask you if you're auditioning for bassists for Bushless Nussy.
Monty and the Nussy Cats. Quite
Yeah.
frankly, we're auditioning every role in the band so far. My band was like, "Yeah, we're not doing that." I was like, "Come on, guys, that's great." It's like, think of all the merch we could have. My
The merch would
personal,
be great.
I really want to cover. We did it all for the Nussy. Is really, I think, where the band would shine the most.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Oh, I'm so down for that.
Right? I lay awake at night thinking about this now. Ever since that thought entered my mind, I'm like, oh, I have to do this now. Like wet ass Nussy. Just like, I mean, the content writes itself.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember when the
Sweet.
original came out, I was like, "Ooh, listen to that bass sliding up," and he's like, "Brr, brr, brr." It's like, "Oh, I could do that."
Like, I got this.
So
I feel
you-
like I have to at least just do a parody album. Like go full Weird Al with it.
Absolutely.
Just lean in. My Nussy brings all the boys to the yard in the comments.
You're gonna have like one of those double albums, just
Exactly.
strictly based on the content.
Oh,
The chat here.
Hey, I could
So you're, in addition to all the other things that you do besides, being a content creator, activist, et cetera, you're also a metal musician. And is your album out yet? I thought I read something that, like,
so
it was
we're
supposed to
actually
be.
doing our first showcase Thursday. Like first kind of take of like having people hear the new stuff is on Thursday.
Wow.
So
Is
I'm
that going to be
excited.
like a live streaming thing or a live event?
I'm hoping to. So I actually just reached out to the sound guy, who's a really good friend of mine, to see if we could live stream it. I'm nervous. I've been performing the last 4.5 years every week, but doing cover band stuff. So it's much different when you come out with your own material and, like your diary. And is it going to be good? Is it going to measure up to the music I love? But I'm excited to be doing it. I actually only recently quit doing cover music, in part because the venue, like corporate, wanted to go more like traditional. And I was just like, that's not what I do. My band and I have built this brand. We were doing covers, but we didn't do any country. It was all pop, rock, and hip hop. But we did a lot of metal and a lot of hard rock. And that's what worked for us. And that's what made us successful. So we just decided we weren't going to change our set list. But it's given me more time to work on the music that I want to write. So that's nice because I don't have a lot of times in the day to just sit down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it feels like the activism is taking over all of our lives.
Yes, it is. And I actually just recently, so I've been running a personal training business for 15 years. And I emailed my clients on last Friday, that I was quitting. And so I'm like shutting the doors, shutting the ship, committing my time to this. I'm in talks for a book deal. I'm working on the album. And I've just had to make a decision about what I think I can make the most impact doing, while still at least attempting to take care of my own health. And so that was the decision I made. I've been doing it for a long time. So it was hard. Most of my clients have been with me for like 8 to 12 years.
Wow.
So
That's really long in that type of business, isn't it?
yeah.
That people don't just flip around and go to new people, but
Yeah.
to stay with you that long, that's incredible.
Relationships.
That says a lot about you, though, as a trainer, I would think.
Yeah. And well, I lost 90 pounds. That's how I got into fitness in the first place.
Oh, wow.
And dealt with a lot of like injuries from high school and childhood from being so overweight. And I'm technically a clinical exercise physiologist. So I worked with a lot of older populations, post-cancer, post-knee replacement, hip replacement, postpartum. So a lot more clinical stuff, but I also had a bunch of weight loss clients because I was like, I get it. Been there, done it.
Mhm.
So
I'm sure you got a lot of referrals from people that knew you had that expertise, and
Right.
yeah, and it's
makes it
really
hard
about,
to leave.
like with most things, people just want to feel like they're being heard instead of judged, because there's
Totally.
a whole bunch of reasons that people, either don't feel comfortable in the gym or have struggled with, especially weight. And there's so much shame around weight in our culture that
Absolutely.
in my experience, you have to deal with the shame first and the eating dysfunction that comes from the shame before anything can get fixed. And it's an emotional journey, not a, oh, well, you need to do X, Y, and Z and you're just lazy. It's never that. There's always a story and there's always something that you have to heal first. And then the rest of it fixes itself.
Yeah, I agree. I've lost 100 in the last year. So I have to admit, I'm not really doing a lot of exercising, but I've definitely adjusted, the way that I eat and all of that. And I'm in a clinic, an orthopedic clinic all day long. So I'm, up, down, all that.
Moving
So
around.
I'm doing a lot, but I need to focus more on exercise for sure, for my mental health, if nothing else,
Oh, me
especially
neither.
with what's going on.
I just get so outrageously angry if I'm not working out.
Yeah, I can
Like,
see
I'm
that
already
happens.
I'm already pretty spicy as a default. And so if I don't work out, then I want to fight people. And then
Right.
the moment when it's like, we need to get her. She's
It's
gonna
coming out.
this dude. So I have to go. I have to do it like metal, lift weights. I can now control the inner Hulk. Like in my bathroom, I have a portrait of She-Hulk, and she's laying on her side, like bench pressing like 800 pounds with one arm, and she's reading a book. And I'm like, this right here. That's the moment.
Yep. Living the dream at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the anger is a lot. That is true.
Especially lately.
Yes, trying to channel that into feeling like, I think we feel like we need to motivate people not to go over the deep end,
Well, and it's you have to
with
stay
the anger.
angry enough.
Right. Try to
Right.
You can't
be
let yourself slip into apathy. You need to stay mad.
right. You got to stay in the middle there. Uh-huh.
Can't fly so far off the rails that you do things you regret. I'm going to clean this.
Try to
Yeah.
use it towards something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a good week for me last week. My bosses actually said to me, like, bitch, go touch grass. Like, what is going on with you? And I'm like, yeah, no, agreed. So immediately I've been running to the beach a lot lately just to
Take a breather.
touch sand. Yeah.
That's good. That's a good thing. Get grounded, like literally a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like that's a good way to. That's part of everybody's regime, or it needs to be, is getting out there and touching grass and just kind of taking a pause, because there's so much shit on a day-to-day basis. Like I saw something in my news feed from, I want to say the name is Ruben Garcia, something like that, but it was like, here's 24 headlines from the past 24 hours, and it was just like bam, bam,
No,
bam,
no,
bam, bam.
oh no,
Oh
don't
my
do
God.
that. No,
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Don't
I
So
do
I was
that.
like,
To Dan Savage's quote during the AIDS crisis, where he said, "We buried our friends in the morning, we protested in the afternoon, and we danced at night because it was the dance that we were fighting for." And like, I have to keep centering myself there. And the music helps with that. I'm actually just signed up for dance classes because I've always wanted to learn, because I'm like, I have to ground myself in reminding myself what it feels like to be human and what it feels like to have connection. And the more online my world gets, because I'm working fully online now, is I want to sit with people. I want to have dinner with someone. I want to hug them. I want to look them in the face. I don't text as much anymore. I'm calling more, because I have to remind myself that community is the one thing that makes the long fight possible. And if we lose that, and social media is terrible about that, in the sense that it makes us feel connected while disconnecting
Right.
us.
Right.
And so the more online I've gotten, I've had to be like, okay, how do I make time to be a human being and to
Right.
connect and
That
to date?
human connection, and that's a real thing. And
It's so huge. And it's the only way
up.
you can keep up steam long enough to fight what we're fighting now. Like if you lose
Yeah.
that, then you'll get burnout, you'll give up, you'll slide into apathy, whatever it is. And you can't continue to resist without those things to hold on to.
Yeah, that is true. It's hard. And we feel like our role is a lot of keeping people informed, but also keeping them motivated and feeling like they have a family and a community of people that mostly agree with them, and that we have a fight that we need to work on. And gathering up people like you is helpful. Then they see more. It broadens everybody's horizons for all the people that are trying to resist, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
for
think
sure.
the more people they see resisting, the more people realize that there's space for everyone. And
Yeah.
like your background, whatever you look like, all those things, there's somewhere that you can give back and resist or help. And I think that gives people a lot of purpose. It does for me because it makes my decisions really easy.
Yeah, it does help to have that support.
Mhm.
I would like to talk about that same idea of community. Hey, by the way, Joe Sergeant Doug here. How are you? Good to see you. I
Another
just
boy
came in
king.
like, obviously you know who I am.
Fashionably late.
Mhm.
Fashionably late. That's how I do it.
Always fashionable.
Good to meet you, Monty. I'm happy to see you.
Nice to meet you.
I want to talk about that community in an opposite way. There is, you are specifically a great person to ask this question because you know so much about the Bible, or you grew up in that space. This idea that dance is what they're fighting for. A lot of times in church, that people don't recognize it or see it like this, but that little sense of community outside of the home is all they have. And when you find out, like, well, wait a minute, why are you voting for this or why is this okay? It's because in the end, they don't know anything else but this little pocket, this little group, this little Sunday, this little Wednesday, this little Thursday evening, um, um, is their literal community that they will fight and die for, even if it means being as sinful as all hell, if it means that they can be in this place. And not many people understand how that works, that it's that way, that is the same idea of community you fight for, just like what you would dance for during the AIDS crisis. Could you talk about it? Could you explain something like that to a group of heathens like such as ourselves that may not understand that?
So that is an extremely good question. I actually talked recently in one of my podcast episodes about this because the way that fundamentalism in any religion thrives is control. So they control your behavior and they claim that it's God's rules for your life. They control what music you hear, what news you listen to, what movies you can watch. And you grow up in this environment that is very insular. And so, and I'll use an example of my life. I thought that after-birth abortions were real until I was 23 because my dad had said it. My preacher had said it. My school teachers at Christian schools had said it. So it didn't occur to me as a little kid that all of these adults are either misinformed or not telling the truth. And when you grow up in that environment, they intentionally create it so that your community is nobody outside of your religion.
Right.
Because they can't demonize other groups of people when you actually meet them and you know them as your neighbor and you know them as your friends. So it becomes, and especially a white Christian nationalism is because that's what I grew up in, is very good at this. Your family is linked to your church. It's all very homogenous. And now you're going to also white Christian schools, which is where most Christian schools started as segregation academies after the passing of Brown versus the Board of Education, because they thought, well, I'm going to exercise my freedom of religion to not allow my, rich white child to go to school with Black people, is where a lot of these schools originated. A good example of that is Liberty Christian Academy that's attached to Liberty University. But what they do is they raise you from the time you're born that you're broken, you're sinful, you're messed up, you're evil. They start you at a baseline of nothing about you is good. Only God can make you good. Then they create these insular communities where you're entire community is founded on this specific brand of a religion. Because it's not Christianity, it's Christian fundamentalism or it's Christian nationalism. And unless you're falling in line with this exact brand, you're excommunicated. And that's one of the things that they know will make it difficult for people to leave. And I get messages about this all the time. I know if I walk away, I'm going to lose my family. I'm going to lose my church. I might lose my job with the church. All of these things, people that are trying to leave, because so many people have questions and they recognize certain things aren't right or certain things aren't consistent. But that fear of losing everything they know, losing their community is so strong, it keeps a lot of people trapped. Because at the baseline of these fundamentalist movements is people, and it's hard to believe sometimes because of how hateful they can be, but it's people who really do truly believe in God and people who desperately want to be loved at the cost of everything. They will sacrifice their conscience. They will sacrifice their own personal moral code to be loved by this group. And they've also been told by this group that no one will love you except for us. No one will love you if you don't live this way, if you don't follow the rules. I was in a unique situation in my deconstruction where I was already living separate from my family because getting away from my family and getting away from the abuse was extremely freeing for me. So even I went to Liberty University. And so even at Liberty, it felt way more relaxed than what I was used to growing up with. And I didn't have the abuse on top of that. By the time I start deconstructing, I'm really getting it to the point of my deconstruction where I'm like, I really need to talk to my dad about this because I don't align with this particular brand of religion anymore. And I don't align with the way that they view social issues. My dad passed away the day I planned to have that conversation.
Oh, so sorry.
Wow.
I had called him earlier in that day and he was planning to come visit me in New York for my birthday. That's when I was in New York. We were talking about my first album I was doing. And I had made the decision. He and I had been fighting a lot over his brother's death, which is a long story. So I was like, I'm just going to let this conversation rest. I'm going to address this with him because I need to know where he stands with all of this. And I get a call 6 hours later that he had passed away. And so it's weird my dad, and I was raised by my dad. I did have a stepmother, but I was basically raised by a single parent. And what was interesting about that, it seems weird to say, but I was very lucky in a way in that moment, because I don't know that my deconstruction would have moved as quickly as it had I not lost my father. Because his control in my life, my dad was the fulcrum of this isolationist community. So when that fulcrum is gone and I get to evaluate my own life on my own terms and my own choices, partly based on the mistakes my dad had made, it made my search more honest. I was able to be as curious as I wanted to be and ask questions and read without fear of judgment or retribution. And a lot of people that are still living with their families or very close to their families, that becomes much more difficult. Like by the time I was 25, my parents and grandparents were gone. So it was devastating and it was the hardest thing I've ever been through. And I was deconstructing at the same time. So my whole worldview fell out from under my feet, plus the people who had held it up. And that was the period of time where I thought, there's no way I can get through this. I fell into alcoholism for a year. I was in an abusive relationship. Like I struggled to find new footing. But because I didn't have any of those anchors holding me in place, I was able to find new footing. I was able to go into other communities and learn that everything that I had been told about different groups of people just wasn't true. So to circle back to your question, the core of that is people want so desperately to belong and be loved the same way we do from the time, like we really understand what love and attachment means. And they specifically create these insular communities to keep people afraid of leaving. And the problem with it is that fundamentalist communities of any religion, they all have one specific thing in common, and that's the oppression of women. That's the first thing that lets you know that it's a fundamentalist community. But they also use a lot of tactics used by cults, which means that people that come out of fundamentalism are more prone to fall into a different cult because you have already been raised to think that way. And it makes you very susceptible to what we're seeing now. The language is familiar. The anger is familiar. The insulation of it is familiar. And it becomes like a comfort blanket that makes people very prone to falling into cults. Again, one of the reasons on my platform, I'm very cagey about what my faith means to me now, because I'm still very much a person of faith and spirituality. The reason I don't deep dive into that on my platform is because I want people to feel freedom to ask their own questions, not be, well, Monty said it, so that's what I'm going to go with. It's like, no, your faith is yours. You have to build it. You have to ask the questions. Otherwise, I could just easily become another cult leader or a pastor like a Joel Osteen that just uses it for their own benefit. But the reason I don't do that is because I know that as people are taking their first baby steps out of these religions and they're learning for the first time what it means to make their own opinions, the last thing I want to do is influence those. I'll give information. I teach like scholarly Bible studies where we just talk about, hey, this is when this was written. This was the culture at the time. This was the language it was written, to just teach people and get rid of the dogma. But I'm very specific about not doing deep dives into my own faith for that reason. It's too much. There's too much risk, I think, for people that are trying to learn how to live outside of these circles.
That's funny. That was going to be my next question. Are you still a Christian, or are you still in some sort of way spiritual and in the Christian faith and the Abrahamic faith at all? So you kind of answered that, and I'm not going to make it go any further than that. But
I'm very, very spiritual, and let me tell you, I think Jesus was a gangster. I love him, love his work, love the red words. I'm a big fan.
Facts, outstanding. Okay. That's what's up. I'll leave that there. Me and Lexi know what you're talking about.
I was lucky in Wyoming, growing up in a very conservative state, that we went to the Methodist church, and we were part of like kind of the Democratic cult.
Oh.
We were like the professionals. The only chance you had of having parents that were not, GOP was that your parents were professionals and were maybe not even from Wyoming. So.
Yeah. And meanwhile, my family was stockpiling arms against the government.
All right. No, yeah, we were like, oh no. Like, so some of it I had to actually learn about the ins and outs of conservatism because I wasn't familiar with them. I did not grow up with that.
Yeah.
How many people stockpiling weapons against the government have decided to actually use them when the government is now turned into a
tyrannical government?
Oh, yeah. All right. There we go.
Yeah, when the government actually gets tyrannical, they're all of a sudden very, very quiet. Or when the government
that's like my favorite thing is to call them out and mock them for it. Like I know. It's like
it
my
warms your heart. He almost shed a tear, guys. Calling them out.
I love it so much.
I just want to thank you for this opportunity.
So
speaking of rising up against the government, I heard that everybody in this live stream is going to be in DC in less than a month.
Absolutely.
22nd. Tickets bought.
It'd be roomies.
Yeah, me and Aaron are going to be roomies.
Yep, we're going to have.
Doug, I heard you're coming too. Is that right? It's your first Sons of Liberty protest?
Well, I'm in the midst of trying to train up someone to be CRT, the head of the thing.
You got Cass.
Hi, Cass is well trained, well on the way. I'm not sure if I just want the one person because I need her when I'm there. So so put it this way. I most likely can if I wasn't such a control freak and felt responsible for every individual life.
Sometimes you just gotta let it go.
But yeah, that's I just found out a few days ago that I may be able to do that, and I might just be there. And I might be there as a documentarian as well. Bring my
oh, that would be great.
Yep, be a part of all of the movements, but also bring a little press pass and make sure that I give the information that, since nobody else is doing it, since we can't get Fox there, since CNN and MSNBC can't ever show up to these fucking things, I'll tell you what, maybe I'll just do it. And
I'll bring my clergy press properly just to make it.
There you go.
Yeah,
that'd be perfect.
And you just joined the removal coalition, sort of like in the past couple of days, which was exciting for me because I was like, oh, I didn't totally fanboy. I
We
swear
love
to God, I
it.
didn't.
Yeah, I just got a message about, hey, join the signal chat. I'm like, okay.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Hot.
Yeah, that is awesome. I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
When you got that signal chat to join in, tell the people why you joined in. What is it about the Removal Coalition and that movement and the 22nd that you would like to say right here?
So, well, it's the, organization of it. One of the things I tell people all the time is it is a mistake to call the right stupid or to downplay them at all. They are calculated, they are very smart, and they're organized. And one of my biggest issues with the movements on the left is the disorganization, as well as a lot of the internal attacks. And that's not to say don't hold people accountable, but the internal, we spend so much time at each other's throats for every single small thing that we end up bringing our fists to a gunfight when it comes to the right, because they do not give a shit. They have a goal. They don't care who helps them get to that goal. Obviously, President Nussi. And they are so intent on what they're going to do that they're going to get it done. And so for me, getting into that group chat and seeing all of these creators that many of whom I know personally, huge followings, people who are full-time in activism, myself now included. And I'm like, okay, we can actually get organized and get people out. Mainstream media is not going to do it. The Democrats, the establishment Democrats who are just GOP light, are not going to do it. They're not even endorsing candidates who are changing the game. So I don't trust them as far as I can throw them, and I can't throw a human being. And so the organization of it and the clearness of the mission of like not sugarcoating things. We're not getting together like, fucking shit pisses me off. Get mad about something. Go ahead. Make your intentions clear and get some fucking shit done. I don't care if you don't like my nose ring. I don't care if you think I have decorum. I will back you into a corner, and I will make sure that you don't infringe on somebody else. So to see things that the language is very clear, the organization is very clear, and it has a lot of other people that I know and trust that don't take shit, I was like, I'm in. Where do I sign? Because the organization is the biggest flaw on the left. We're too busy in our own little circles that we're not.
The bickering, and it's the purist people. That is what we've been talking a lot about lately.
Say something about purist bullshit. Coming from someone who used to be a like raging Christian nationalist apologist conservative, like I was very, very good at it, very good at the game. The purism is just an excuse to not do anything. I'm going to pick apart, find every flaw, every little thing I don't agree with you, so that I don't have to act, but I can feel self-righteous by criticizing you for doing what I'm not willing to do myself.
It's a perfectionism kind of thing where I'm not going to do it because it's not perfect. It doesn't fit my little thing, and I'm just going to sit and complain. And
for me, what I find is you look at those people who are catering to those movements and that dialogue. And again, I'm not saying don't hold people accountable, especially for wrongdoing. Of course, that's what this is about. But when you're nitpicking every little thing so that you can justify your position from the couch, I don't want to hear it. If you're not in the game, I don't want to hear your fucking opinion.
We've got to have priorities here. We're in an existential crisis with our democracy. There are priorities.
Right.
Yeah. And like right now, it's like we're talking about the violation of human rights. You're going to have an argument with me about whether someone's vegan or not. Like, are you joking? Like, seriously? Sorry, that really roused me up. Because again, that's been one of the big distinctions I've seen moving from conservatism, because I would consider myself a democratic socialist and very progressive. And seeing the left do this, I'm like, what are you doing? It's just an excuse to not do anything. It's the same kind of line that people on the right who are justifying their lack of action against the bad things that are happening by saying, oh, it'll never get that bad. So they can justify their positions on the couch and not do anything. And I refuse to like play that game.
At least once a week, I have to do some sort of takedown or rant or post or something about the gatekeeping and the purity tests from people who are leftier than now, is what I've taken to calling them. Because I used to say something like, some of you are so woke that you need to go take a nap, or super woke, and people are like, oh, you shouldn't shame wokeness. I'm like, I think you're missing the point here. The performative purity.
And that's what it is. It's performative. It's never anything that's substantial. It's
Right.
never anything that's like, hey, you know, for instance, like we've got a whole bunch of GOP and the president on the Epstein files. Having an issue with that is not performative. That's a series of felonies. That's violations of human rights.
Mhm.
Those are substantial issues. The nitpicking, just so you can pretend that you're better than someone else for whatever reason, is so unhelpful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Agreed.
you would have a lot
I'm
in
sorry
common
I
with
missed some of that.
Admin V. She grew up in the fundamentalist
Yeah.
church, and she is being driven insane by nitpicking purists right now.
Yes, she is.
She's
Every
doing a lot of
post
those
she makes.
posts with, trying to give helpful, like recipes and helpful hints, Dollar Tree meals,
Yep.
these kinds of
Conserving things.
mutual aid, and people like, what about people who don't have a stove? Just
Oh
can
yeah.
can we
God.
have
Yeah, it's like,
priorities?
if you can't do everything perfect for everyone all the time, you shouldn't do anything
and
else.
she writes long form. It's like everything isn't for you. If it's
Right,
too
right, right.
long, you can move on. You don't have to read it and make an announcement. Just go.
I just think that people, there's just a group of people that just love to complain. It doesn't matter what it is. People want to be able to justify their own laziness and their own lack of action. And that's really what it boils down to, and some people are just fucking miserable. Like, let's be real. Like,
Yeah.
people are just, because if you see someone actively trying to help, and what they don't realize, what's ironic about it, is the people that are coming onto a post like that saying, well, what about people that don't have a stove? It's literally coming into the chat saying all lives matter.
Yeah.
It is.
Right.
It's like
Doing the
shitting on it.
same thing that you were mad that conservatives are doing because they're intentionally missing the plot so that they don't have to fix or face a problem. You're doing the same thing.
Well, there's another part of that, which is there's a ramping up, right? So on the right, that ramping up is, well, I don't think black people can fly planes either. Oh, Jim. And then after that, if you're not willing to do I think that they should just go back to picking cotton, Jim. And then if you're not doing that, well, then maybe it's I know I'm just gonna walk out with a swastika. That's what I'm gonna do. And it becomes on the left, it's, but what about people without a stove? I bet you didn't think of that. Right? And then, but you know what?
We are not the same. Is
I
that
know.
the point?
Are you still using Microsoft? Right? And it becomes this ladder that you can climb by always proving that you're more woke and more egalitarian, and until it becomes a point of nonsense and not helping anybody but yourself on this wearing the swastika. You're the one that gets to what you're, no matter what comment you go into. If you're helping women, you're not doing it enough. If you're helping black folks, they're not doing it enough. They don't need you. If you're helping poor people get off the streets, you're not doing it the right way. Teach them how to fish. Whatever you can do to prove that you're at the top of that, you're the one with that armband on when you walk in. That's what I see. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, they don't give a shit about any of it. It makes them feel self-fanned and cool on the inside by being able to one-up anybody doing anything good.
Yeah. That's why I treat those comments with about as much thought as I do like all the comments about my nose ring or my nails or that I'm a trans person or like whatever. I'm just like, okay, like disregarding you, you're not part of the mission. Also, you need to deal with whatever's going on with you internally, because why are you fixated on that? But it's the same thing. Like, I can't run my race and do my mission if I'm listening to all this. I would have to morph myself into someone I'm not. And that's not to say that like I'm perfect. There are things I still have to learn and work at every single day, but I can only focus on like one thing. I can't work with, like, I focus a lot on deconstruction and Christian nationalism because that's what I know. And that's what I feel the most qualified to speak on. And my dad was also an amateur American historian and a World War II historian. So we would have to like, we privately studied for 16 years, like writing essays and having to submit work to him that was not school related. Just, he thought it was important. He wanted me to use it for different reasons, but it comes in handy now. But I can't I couldn't be as powerful of an advocate in other areas that I don't understand. And if I tried to do that, it would be so clearly performative that it would be unhelpful. And I don't understand why people get so upset. Like if someone's trying to take care of, disabled vets, and then they get mad. Well, what about all these other people? And it's like, okay, you go help them. I can help. I have 24 hours in a day, just like you. I can only do this much. But it's just, they want to feel self-righteous and they want to have an excuse. And I just don't listen to it. I just leave those comments there so other people can shame them. I'm like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. Go
I
ahead.
know. That's the way ours end up being. Somebody in our comments will get to them.
Yeah.
Usually.
You gotta pin
Oh my God,
the
yes.
comment so all the rest of the people see it.
Tim will come and Tim them if necessary.
Tim will
Yeah.
come Tim them.
Sometimes I'll look in the admin chat and somebody's like, yeah, I deleted this comment. I'm like, no, I left that there so everybody could.
Pile on.
And then other times
I
I'm like,
left some alone the
like,
other day. I was like,
Tim.
oh, Tim left this here. I think I'll leave it.
yeah,
They will be.
So it's a
sent.
Tim
I
nugget.
left this for you.
Yes, it's a little breadcrumb.
Then I walk in there and I'm like, party time.
Let's go.
You should have a T-shirt for that. You have been Timmed.
So I like the fact that you named your podcast, or one of them, I'm guessing, Flipping the Tables, right?
Flipping tables.
Flipping the Tables. Now, those who know the good book knows what that is referencing, right? I think the number one problem with the Christian nationalism, with the fundamentalist view of white Christianity, is that part. Everything else they can sweep under the rug. Everything else they can find a way, except for the money part. Except for the money part, right? I think that is superb as a name because of that reason, and I want to know: is there a way? Is there? Oh, wise one! Is there a way that we can use this idea of how much Jesus hated the rich, how much these churches are in bed with money and the evil that springs from the love of that? I would love to be a part of that coalition. I would love to know those words. Any insight there?
So the problem with Christian nationalism is that they don't worship Christ, they worship nationalism. So
Right.
when you worship nationalism, it's easy to neglect the words of Christ, right? Because it's always the 10 Commandments. It's never the Beatitudes.
Mm-hmm.
They have no interest in the teachings of Christ. It's a brand so that they can say, well, God's on my side and he's not on yours. So therefore I can enact violence. I can be cruel to you because God's on my side and therefore I have the right. And the thing about it is, I could do a whole hour on the church history behind turning the small sect of Christianity into a dominant religion that was really there for money and power. When Constantine called together the Council of Nicaea, Constantine did not convert. He was a pagan emperor of an ailing nation. There was this major religion that was gaining more and more power in Rome. And he realized that if he could control the narrative of that religion, it would establish more power for him in Rome. So when he summoned all of these different bishops to come together for the Council of Nicaea, their job was to form a creed, a doctrine that all Christians would follow. And they were under threat of excommunication or death if they didn't get it right. So what did they do? All of those orders followed patriarchal standards of Rome. They established Trinitarianism because they needed Jesus to be 100% divine without question, because otherwise they didn't control the access to heaven and hell. And they were able to, after the Council of Nicaea and several councils following, to eliminate opposing thought. The Gnostics were killed. It was deemed heresy. The Arians, different Arians, not the Y Arians, the I Arians, but had different beliefs about the divinity of Christ. But the whole purpose of it was to consolidate power within one sect where the leadership of the church, and therefore the emperor, later the Pope, would control the access to heaven and hell, could control. Penance was all about paying the church so that your sins could be forgiven, so that they could make more money. They had no right to forgive your sins any more than, a tree does, but they claimed they did. They also didn't write the Bible in English because they didn't want people to be able to read it for themselves. That wasn't Martin Luther. There's a whole history of the church using this grift. And instead of focusing on Christ, why does Paul make up so much of the New Testament? Well, because his teachings are mostly in alignment with Roman patriarchal standards, really convenient for the church. They included books that were never written by Paul. And even theologians from that time said, no, these were not written by Paul. Like, why are we including these? We know that these are a false author. But it was about money. It was about control. It's about power. It's about land ownership. Because if they took the time to go back to Christ, Christ is very, very clear about what money does to you. Every rich person he encounters, he says, give your wealth to the poor. He goes into the temple. He sees them capitalizing off of poor people who just want to worship God, and flips the table, drives them out with a bullwhip, saying, you will not make my Father's house a den of thieves, which is exactly what we see the church recycle and repeat. When you look at the first church, at least what we have documented in the book of Acts, they were a communal sect. It was very communistic. They lived together. They sold all their possession. They gave to each person as they had need. They gathered together, worshiped together, helped each other. And like, you'll never hear conversations like that from the church now, especially not in the United States, because we've also adopted prosperity gospel. Well, if God is on your side, then you're going to get rich. And if you don't get rich, well, there's sin in your life that you didn't repent for. And that's why God's not blessing you. It's a cop out for them to take your money, take your tithe, take your penance, because penance just turned into tithe. Take your money. And then if things don't work out for you, they're not obligated to help you, but they can say it's your sin in your life. It's your fault that you're not prosperous, that you're not rich, that you got cancer, that your child died, whatever it is. They can spin it and do that. And the problem with Christian nationalism is that it has absolutely nothing to do with Christ. People want to act like America is some central theme in the gospel. America didn't exist yet. It wasn't written for Americans, and Jesus had absolutely no interest in nationalism.
It taps into some Calvinistic views about the reason you're wealthy is because you're good with God.
Yep.
And that's some of that Trump stuff. The stuff that Trump grew up believing is that as well.
Yep.
So the different, like it's turning those Calvinistic, it's kind of merging it with capitalism in the way that you worship the dollar, that if you're good and God loves you, you'll be blessed with money and possession.
And it also is the dominant reason for white colonialism, because this idea of might is right.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So
exactly. And I
did
think
the same thing.
lot.
So as we see, like, the church evolve, goodness becomes associated with whiteness. Jesus gets depicted more and more as a white man.
Yes.
And then they developed this principle that was later called hereditary heathenism, that if you were black or brown, you inherited heathenism from your ancestors. So therefore, it was the right of the white colonialists, not only their right, but their duty by God to take over these lands, take over these tribes, and exterminate their heathenism.
Yep.
Because since God is giving us the power, it must mean that we're right. And
Right.
that was the justification.
Clearly we are, because we're wealthier.
For so much genocide, slavery, all of it was this idea of, well, if I'm winning, then that means God likes it.
Yep.
Okay.
We're blessed.
Okay, well, the biggest thing in all of this, in trying to take that knowledge to today's world, when they took the Bible and decided they weren't going to write it in any language that anybody could understand except these people who are ordained to be able to interpret it and illuminate it as such. The biggest thing that stopped the foolishness was the 95 Theses, right? Martin Luther. What's today's 95 Theses? Because all of these Christian nationalists are not reading. Let's be honest. They're listening to the guy in the pulpit getting paid through his pants and out his dick onto one of the Congress members. Be honest. And instead of interpreting, reading, seeing anything, praying, like in the closet, not on the street praying, like not in front of the altar, but behind the Volkswagen, when nobody can see you, right? None of these things are being done. And I have to believe that it's because none of them are reading. It's not like the Bible's perfect, but
Well,
we
but
can
it's
talk about all of that
because the
another
Bible
time.
isn't relevant to their mission.
Right. So what's
Mhm.
today's 95 thesis? How do you nail that on the door of someone and say, hey, have you read this? Or your pastor is not, is not the gospel. This is like how do we do that? That's my biggest. I think if we had a today's 95 thesis to help break at least, the 10% that would break, that's available or willing to, we may have something. What is that? Asking you like
Right? Well, I think there's a couple things to that. And the first is that, when you look at most authoritarian and fascist regimes, most of them throughout history were religious movements. And Christianity dominated those. The Nazi Party was a Christian organization. But within those movements and the times that followed their rise to power, a large group of people who were resisting were also Christ followers. And we're seeing that now. We're seeing people who believe in Christ and worship God in that way. And they're standing up and saying, no, this is not my faith. So we're seeing that already. We're seeing this pushback, just like what happened with the Protestant Reformation against the church, saying, hey, this is wrong. And this is not right. This is not in alignment with Christ's teaching. I think that the only way that 95 thesis can be nailed to the door with finality is that people have to hold the church to account for its relationship to money and sexual grievances. Those are the only ways that is actually going to be brought to its knees and remove the power. The money obviously funds the organization, and then they use that funding to control and abuse. I mean, it's a problem in evangelical churches. It's a problem in the Catholic Church. The first thing I would say, the ground floor is we have to address greed and money. And you have to hold the church to account for that. And we also have to hold our culture to account for that. We're out here acting like SNAP benefits are the problem when Jeff Bezos pays a lower tax percentage than I do. Like, that's not real. We have to ground ourselves back in reality and hold the church to account around its relationship and teachings with money. And the second part of that is to hold them account to these predatory systems that have been built in the church that especially lead to sexual violence against children. And until those two things are addressed and pulled out in the open and leaders are held to account, the church will continue to build this fortress because that's what keeps it safe and rich.
I mean, SNAP benefits is like $38 billion. Trump just gave $40 billion to Argentina. The fuck are we talking about?
But there's nothing.
Who still believes that at any point that we're trying to save money? I mean,
right. And the Doge didn't save any money.
Yeah.
Doge
He's
He's on a break from the lawsuits he was facing and gave him more government subsidies. The biggest welfare queen in the country is Elon Musk.
Period.
Correct.
Period.
Like,
and
I can't remember the millionaire or billionaire's name. I don't know which one he is, but that just gave $150 million to fund benefits for
Mellon.
Like, if you have
as
that
in Carnegie Mellon
laying around,
I missed that one.
You should be paying your taxes.
He gave it to the military. So, the idiots at home in Wyoming, I just do it to torture myself. No, I like to hear what the temperature is. What are the people saying? What are the idiots saying? Oh, well, he did a nice thing to pay for the military. Why is that so bad? I'm like, he is not doing a nice thing. He's buying influence.
He's currying favor.
Right.
He's doing a nice thing.
He has that in his bathroom.
This is the question for everybody who really believes, well, he's doing a nice thing. How are your neighbors doing? Have you would it be nicer to give it to the military or your neighbors? The fact that you hadn't even asked that question of yourself, how are you doing, bitch? What the fuck is wrong with? How are you eating next week? How's that grocery bill looking? Are you really that
entrenched honest in the about the grocery bill? People are not being honest about the grocery bill
because they don't want to admit they were wrong.
Same grocery bill as I am.
I mean, and I'm sorry for my cursing. I apologize.
I don't give a shit.
What fucking,
Outstanding.
fucking person are we
I
fucking
think
talking about
Monty's
here?
good with it. I've seen a few videos of hers.
Oh yeah, you see when I go off, I'm like,
I've seen.
I love
some,
it so
only
much.
I've only seen the what do you call it? The subdued ones, and the intellectual fights that go on. I enjoy those. As
I've
maybe
seen
you
some
can tell.
hardcore ones.
I
I
get
will
that.
say, somebody in here asked, and I'm dying to know: are you going to be doing more true crime stuff?
I am. So my second
I
podcast.
just found out about it today, and I can't wait to go listen to like whatever I can find.
So
yeah,
We have
podcast
some
is
true
on
crime
Friday as well.
aficionados.
Mhm.
And it comes back out. There's already a first season, but it comes back out this Friday. So and
That's
it's
so
true crime,
exciting.
paranormal, and it's also travel oriented because when I travel, I like to go find spooky things. So I tell people where to find all the haunted stuff.
Yeah.
I also like to drink, so I find like here's the best cocktail. Here's where you can find the best bourbon list. Here's the food. Like I'm about it. It's my
The
life.
tourism.
I love it. Oh, I'm so excited.
So yeah, so I am doing that, and that's kind of one of my. I'm one of those people that I'm like I relax to true crime.
Right.
So it's kind of a
I listen to it all day at work.
that gives me a break from.
There's
That's
a comedian out
that's my
there.
comfort zone when I need. Totally.
There's a comedian out there that says something about that. Like, I don't care how violent you think men are. Women are the only people I know that sit there and relax to Snapped and true crimes.
I'm doing
Like,
research.
I mean, sleep. Like,
Yeah.
Research.
I could give great advice. I'm just
She
saying.
found
If
him.
you wanted to commit a crime, I
Like,
have tips.
she burned him in the car and then pushed it over.
I actually
Oh my
have a theory
God,
about
man.
this. My theory is that women go through most of us have suffered abuse, and whether it's sexual or physical or anything. My theory about why we're so obsessed with true crime is we're trying to figure it out. Why?
Yeah.
Why are so
the
many people
psychology
like
a lot.
this? Why? Yeah. What is it?
But
Right.
I think it's
Like
also
I find
that-
myself thinking about like ways to escape. Like how would you get out of this, or like red flags to look for? Because we've all had that. moment,
yes, it's a lot the
walking down a hallway.
psychology.
Or in a parking garage where someone's following you, and you're
Right.
like, "Shit, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do?"
Yeah, and it's also I think that it's very clear cut. There's the bad people, and then there's the
Yeah.
victims. It's easy to root for you. You know who to root for.
Right.
In Snapped, you see what I'm saying? That's that shit right there I'm talking about.
The women are watching it, and they're like, "I get it."
I get it.
watched
I get it.
so many snaps.
know
I
why.
started envisioning
Uh-huh.
a spreadsheet where I marked down how they did it. Did they have help? Did they do it themselves? Did they have help? What was their motivation? And I had this whole spreadsheet like mentally as I'm watching it. I watched.
Have you ever seen Peaches and Diesel? She does this bit where she has a binder. This is a real binder that she has her Dateline special mapped out. She's a TV producer by nature. And so she has had an interview with Josh Mankiewicz, and he's had to look over her Dateline binder. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen. She's so damn funny.
That's
I'm like, I swear that would be me. That would be me.
I'll watch cases get done in 3 or 4 different people and podcasts. Like I know this story, but I will hear something that I hadn't heard before.
Mhm. It's
I'll
true.
have to catch it.
It's
Like
true.
the John Wayne Gacy thing that just came out. It's really good.
And next week we're recording our next. So this episode on Friday is the Amityville Horror, both the crime and the haunting.
Oh, nice.
And then next week we're recording Ed Gein and the Cecil Hotel, 2 separate episodes.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice. Oh my God. Both so spooky and good to
It's Halloween.
get into.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is it.
That's amazing. So
Big
we are
week.
getting onto this wherever podcasts are, or
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Wherever podcasts are. So Spotify, Apple, it's on the first
Okay.
season is on YouTube. It'll be all the places.
oh, I'm super excited. That'll be like
Why
my
don't-
first real podcast.
Why don't y'all just be guests on her podcast? Like you
I don't know.
and
Admin
Aaron
V
and
would
Vicky.
do it too. She's
Admin
V
really
would too,
into
yeah.
true crime. We
You could
totally
do like a
that.
crossover with the 3 of you on
Yeah.
Monty's.
All
let
3
me
of
over
you.
here like
My
write her,
podcast
her
like
show
could
for
not
her.
be more different, but it's great. And then I'm starting a 3rd podcast in January.
Wow. You really don't sleep, do you?
No wonder you had to give up.
Oh
something.
heavens! No.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. No, Get the fan. No, I don't sleep.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to drink water, and you're over here making me laugh in the middle of it.
Is that really water?
Yeah. it
Yeah, I
is.
saw that water, man. That's good. I
I
like.
was like, what's happening? It usually has a lime in it, maybe a few bubbles.
He's
I am not a one-trick pony. I have more dimensions. Sometimes I like to drink
I'm a
water.
2-trick pony.
It didn't have ice. That was my tip off.
Yeah, I'm 2 tricks. Wait a minute.
I was like, he's not drinking it like it's that. You like warm gin.
oh
No,
my
you,
God.
you know, when you spend as much money on booze as say a professional Scotsman, sometimes you got to do things like November 20th through the 22nd. Got to save money, so
Water.
I hear you.
that's beer money funded that trip.
I think just to prepare my fat ass for the 22nd, I'm going to be drinking water for like 10 days straight. I'm gonna
You know
do
what?
40
Just
days. I'm gonna do Jesus's 40 fucking days, man, and just
take walks around the neighborhood.
take walks around the neighborhood. Funny enough, I can still do. I think I just the other day I did something, and I think just because of my competitiveness, I did a pretty kind of far walk, kind of fast, kind of far, kind of fast. But I paid for that shit, right? I couldn't allow myself to look like I was hurting.
Oh yeah,
Right? I just couldn't allow myself to look like that, right? And
Yeah.
I got no.
Just
Taking
shove
the
that
funk.
down somewhere.
making
And
the
that
funk.
next
I know
day
it.
was like, oh.
I
I go to
have
the
already told Aaron that I'm like afraid of DC because I have rheumatoid arthritis, and I'm like, God help me.
We're just gonna
Please.
Uber if we have to.
Yeah, please
We
just
will-
like let me get through this and
If,
do the
if
things
it's
that I want
cold,
to
I
do.
will be better off with my blood pressure. I'll be better. But if we got
yeah.
Uber, just get to
Are
where
you
we
talking
need
about
to
The
be.
metro goes everywhere.
crowd? Like, I'm a part of this march too. Uber.
I'm excited for the visiting the offices. I'm ready. I got so motivated because Cliff Cash actually went into Marjorie Taylor Greene's office.
Yeah.
I want to have.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I'm setting up some meetings with some folks up there.
Are you? That's so exciting.
I
Yay.
can't wait.
I want to
Yeah.
see you in action. I want to see everybody in action. I'm so excited.
Monty Harriet Hageman is from Goshen County. So I tell people all the time that they went for Harriet over Liz Cheney 90%.
Yeah, well, and the thing
that's-
is, so my family, I met Dick Cheney when I was 10 because my family was friends with the Cheneys because my dad, my uncle, my cousin were all Republican politicians. And so I met them when I was really young.
Yeah.
Right? It's so like everyone. But what I will say, and I just interviewed Timothy Hafey, who was the lead investigative counsel for January 6th. And I will say that one of the things I sent an email to Liz when I found out that she was going to be a part of it saying, you know, you're going to lose your seat. I know that you know that. And I respect the hell out of you that you're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
She's someone I'm trying to get on the podcast. I'm like, get over here.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh, that would be great.
Hit me up if you get a chance.
Yeah,
Right.
seriously.
But yeah, like have a lot of respect for her for doing that because she knew she was.
A lot of people did, and it's hard to temper that with she is still a true believer when it comes to Republican principles. But
and that's why we talked to her, being like, okay, seeing what you've seen now, I want to know what's going on in your brain.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Do you still believe all those things that you believed before, or are you now like, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad.
Yeah, maybe I should temper that a little bit.
Side of this
priorities.
Yeah, but I have a good relationship with Jared Huffman's office. He's doing a lot of work against anti-Christian nationalism. Elizabeth Warren's office. And there's a couple other people I just might be like, hey, we should talk.
Love it. I love it so much. Yeah, I'm super excited. I hope that our fam all show up. Our Sons of Liberty fam. We need you guys to show up in DC. So.
It's perfect. It's the weekend before Thanksgiving, so you're not going to miss any of your family time if you want that. It'll be nice and cool, hopefully.
Oh, you're going where?
Jasmine Crockett's office.
Oh, I bet you are. He's a little obsessed.
I mean,
I'm not obsessed.
You're obsessed.
Here's
marry her.
okay. So here's
I'll be going
this is
there
going
as
to be.
well.
He has a crush on her.
Ensure that
Mhm.
professionalism is maintained.
I have one item on my bucket list for like live streams, and that is I get Jasmine Crockett on, and we play the dozens. It's a game of clapbacks.
Oh,
So if I can make that happen, then I'll just be everything else. I'll be like, all right, I'm done. I'm gonna
We'll
hand
just
off the live
float
stream to
away.
you guys.
I
Yep.
feel like honestly, there's something wrong with human beings that aren't obsessed with her, though. To be
Yeah,
fair, I mean,
like
like,
people who don't like Oreos. What the fuck is wrong with
what
you?
is wrong with you?
She's adorbs.
Honestly, what is your damage? Oh,
She could
everybody's
come on the
freaking
live
out at
stream
We're
and
all
just
Gen
insult me
X
for
in
an
here,
hour,
you
and I'd be
know.
like,
I
I don't
know.
know about you.
I
No,
know.
I'm a solid
We
millennial.
we will talk about things being great and a bag of chips, and we will do all
True.
that. That is us.
True.
I
What's your
still say,
damage?
oh
Heather?
snap.
We're shameful.
Listen, leave it to the black guy to come late and leave early.
Oh, dang it, Doug.
Stay lazy. I'm sorry. Only I can make the joke. It's all right. Everybody uncomfortable right now. Just loosen it up. It's all right. Don't squeeze it too
I'm
tight.
from Wyoming. I don't even know that joke.
It's me. But I'm gonna jet out. I just had to show my face and give my absolute praise and honor to somebody who's out there speaking religion and faith and spirituality in a way that actually makes sense, that isn't cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and that is nuanced, as well as out there fighting the political fight as well. So Monty, it is an absolute honor to be here, and I appreciate having the opportunity. I'm going to be leaving a little bit early, see if I can finish up this, help them with the AAR we got going on. But I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. Really nice to meet you.
The rest of you, fuck you.
Bye, Sergeant.
That's exactly how I would do it.
Fuck off.
Oh, God.
Wow.
So funny. All right, guys. DC,
DC.
Yes.
are we ready? I'm so ready.
I'm so
I'm
anxious.
so excited.
I'm excited. I'm just going to pack light with a backpack and
Oh, God. I hope I can do it. I don't know. I have a lot of cosmetics. I don't know. We'll see. Just
I have a suitcase that's shaped like a coffin.
shut up.
What?
Oh, my God.
The
That's
best.
so
Really?
cool.
Yeah. I'm like,
the
I really
necromantic space players
it's a whole
guitar
brand.
case?
This is a
coffin shape?
lifestyle. My
Yeah,
God.
it is. It is. It's impressive.
cool.
I mean, if you're going to choose a theme and stick with it, do it the way Monty does it, I say.
Just lean in. Just lean into the
Mhm.
weird.
For sure. Oh, hey, I wanted to ask you. I saw one of your major influences was Linkin Park. Is that true?
Favorite band of all time.
Okay, so what do you think of this new female singer? I mean, not so new
So
anymore, I
I've seen
guess.
them
But
twice. So when Emma
Yes.
Armstrong was announced, I flew up to their sold out show in Barclays before they went on their big tour. And let me tell you, as someone who I'm a little angry at her for stealing my dream job, she fucking blew the roof off.
yeah, she's incredible,
Unbelievable.
right?
Unbelievable. And she's amazing live. The band has great chemistry. And as someone who the only celebrity death I ever cried about was Chester because of just what he meant to my life. I'm actually really glad that they didn't go with another man, because to me, as like a diehard fan, it came across as we are not ever going to be able to replace Chester.
Right.
So we're not going to try to mimic him. We're not going to try to get a guy that sounds like him. We're going to go in a different direction and still be the band, which I think they have the right to do. But I actually really appreciated that, because I was just like, man, if they tried to mimic Chester, it would just be really just not there. I don't think she's great.
Yeah.
She's incredible. And I think too, at first, I think we all went, like, they're going to pick a female. And then I was like, I heard her and I was like, oh, it's over. Like, are you kidding me? She's incredible.
I can see she can make it her own and
make it her own, and also still honor, what was there before. It's incredible. It's a tough act to, shoes to fill. So
someone who's seen me live is making a comment about like, cause I do a lot of rock and I don't know. I didn't really read up on why they picked her or why they went with the women. That was just what it felt like to me. And that was kind of great. But yeah, that's my favorite band of all time.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
We can still be friends.
We can still. And like I got my concert wall because that's really what I do for myself. And I don't wear t-shirts really. So I buy posters, but it's all like Rage Against the Machine, Linkin Park, Incubus, Bad Omens, Sleep Token, and then it's Wu-Tang Clan, Kendrick Lamar, Bumpin' Uglies, Whitechapel, just a little variety.
I feel like you do need a Sense of Liberty shirt. Edmonton, make that happen.
I feel like we need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You have me on Signal. Send me the mailing address and your t-shirt size. If you want a t-shirt, if you want it as a racerback tank top, then that's probably a different size. I don't know. We also have certain shirts are in women's cut. So just let me know which of those three, or if you want a hoodie.
Yeah. Wu-Tang is for the children.
I love Wu-Tang Clan.
I saw them twice last year. And then in the spring of last year, when I saw them at Jazz Fest, I jumped a press fence so that I could go fist bump RZA. And then I just stayed in the press area because nobody asked me to leave. So I just stood there.
That's incredible. What a great story.
What?
It was amazing. It was like
Wow.
a highlight, that moment, and then crowd surfing to Guerrilla Radio at Rage Against the Machine and getting to high five Zach De La Roche before getting thrown out was great. Top tier moment for me. Top tier
Oh
moment.
my God, my mind is blown. I would die if that happened to me. I really would.
Geeked out. And I got to like shake hands with Mike Shinoda.
Wow.
Like I am in on my concerts. Like that is my thing.
Wow.
Yeah, music is my lifeblood. Yeah. So.
That's incredible.
So you're doing the live stream potentially for your album release, right?
So this
in a
isn't an
couple
album
weeks?
release. It's just a showcase of some new songs. There's a pretty well-known Nashville showcase called Whiskey Jam that they're doing a hard rock and metal show for the first time ever in like the 12, 15 years they've been doing it. So I got recruited. It's just a short set, but it's just a showcase. We're not going to have the album release probably until we'll do a kind of an EP sneak peek release in January. And then the releases will happen in March and April.
So then the stream that you're talking about for the showcase is that Whiskey
Jam. Yeah.
Okay. Definitely let me know when that is, and I want to try to like A, watch it, but also B, see can we like get a bunch of other people watching it. So if you have a link in advance.
That's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to have it. I can send it directly to you, but I'll have it in my stories as well. I just have to check with the sound guy to see if it's possible in that room. But hopefully, fingers crossed. What are we doing? And it's Thursday night. So, but it's a 20-minute set from 9:30 to 9:50. So short.
I would definitely be down to promote that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very nervous because the songs are brand new, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I get that feeling. Like when I wrote a couple of songs recently, and like I was like, I don't know. And then people were like, you couldn't think of anything else that rhymed with 1776 besides collective dicks. And I was like, no, I really couldn't.
True, though. Seems to fit.
It's apropos, I believe.
Yeah. I was like, no, they're gonna cancel me for this. No, but I get it though. Like you put your heart into something and you're like, I think this is really good. And then somebody else is like,
well, and for me, like, because the band does the music portion, I'm the lyricist of the band. And so for me, it's really about, is this going to make people feel what I hope they feel? And the 3 songs that we're doing, the first one is called Enough. And it's really about my journey in Christian nationalism of not feeling enough, feeling like nothing you could ever do is enough, that it was so performative that you had to be perfect to receive love. And it's about kind of ending that relationship of performing in that way. And then there's one called Breathless, which is just about grief. It's just about grief and like being so flat out on the floor, like your lungs are just collapsing and that there's no air left for you in like kind of this overwhelming space. And then there's another one called Back to Life, which is really about pushing back, specifically to the regime, but about like for me, like countering the lies and the ideals I was raised with and waking up as my own person. So fingers crossed.
Do you ever get emotional when you're up there doing your thing, like you're in the groove and you feel it?
Yep. It really depends on the song. Like I've had huge moments in performance where, I mean, I've cried on stage. We've had like impromptu like moments of silence in the room because none of us can breathe. You know, those are the moments that like I long for though, because that means that you've connected with like the frequency of the room and everyone's in this amazing experience together. And that's really what I hope for, is even if it, you know, it sounds messy or it comes out imperfect, if you can make that kind of connection, just it's not only the best feeling in the world, but there's something so deeply human about it. So deeply like, I see you, you see me. Like I wasn't allowed to listen to secular music growing up. So the first album I snuck behind my dad's back was Meteora by Linkin Park. And the first song I heard by them was Numb. And I remember sitting in my friend's living room crying my eyes out because no one had ever sang how I felt in life. Like, because Numb was how I felt as a kid. And just all the pain and the grief of that. And for me, it's about, can I create that connection in such a way that people feel seen? And if I can do that, then that's the art that I want to have my name on it.
I'm way too weepy. Like if I get, I don't know if it's the PTSD or what, but like weird stuff will set me off. Like I could sit through like just the worst, nastiest movie, like, I don't know, Serbian film. I don't know if anybody ever knows what that is. It's like a really disgusting movie. And I not even feel a thing. I'm using that as an example. I couldn't, but just for the sake of discussion. But then like something weird, like the national anthem, for fuck's sake, which is a terrible song in the first place. And I'll be like, it's weird and I can't stop. So I'm always worried, like if I'm ever gonna like, you know, be on a stage trying to perform a thing, whether it's, you know, speaking in front of a crowd and hitting an emotional note, or like, you know, music related, and then I'm just like, I don't know if I can get this part. I just could be like, and I'm trying to sing the song.
But that there's something about that. It shows, because I've done it and I've seen artists do it, and man, that's what brings it to life. You know, like if I wanted to hear album quality, I would just listen to the album at home. Like I want to hear this person, like, and if that means that your grief came with you today, then I want to hear that. Like I want to see someone experience the full spectrum of their art in that moment. And so like, honestly, and like the vocal breaks or the tears, like honestly make it a better show. They make it, and also, you know, that, you know, there will never be that moment in time ever again. And you just shared it with this room of people. And like that moment can never be replicated. It's between you and this group of people forever. And there's something just uniquely special about that.
Yep.
That's fair.
Don't be afraid.
I think I probably could work myself around to like that sort of trade-off and be like, all right, I'll suck it up for this part right here because this is good.
In the groove with everyone. That's the best part of live music, you know?
Yep.
To me.
Fortunately, my style is just New York hardcore. You get up there and you just start shouting and ranting. Like, it's like a natural thing for me. I'm just like, ah.
Metal screams are my favorite thing in the world.
I'm excited for Dropkick Murphys. Is anybody else?
Yeah,
Yes.
but you know, I'd also, you know, then we're gonna have to do this a few more times before it finally, you know, it takes probably. But my thought was we should probably get Monte up there at some point, do a little something. That would be cool.
Fun. Have to call the band, be like, guys, we got a call.
We're getting the band back together.
I met Ken with Dropkick earlier this summer, and he came up to me. I love Dropkick Murphys, and my band and I, of course, everything I say, we play Shipping Up to Boston, so we cover Dropkick. And he walks up to me, he's like, I know you from Instagram. And I was like,
You do?
like, I just stopped being a human for a second. I couldn't remember my name. I was like, I'm a person. It was so awesome. I literally just froze. I was like, I know you, obviously. It
Obviously.
So.
That's so great.
was a fun moment.
So,
I don't
Sarge,
know
are
what
you going
they-
to talk? Are you going to do a speech in DC?
Oh, I don't think they've asked me to. So
Oh, okay.
I'm here to yell.
I don't want to be the self-promoter guy that's like, oh yeah, let me get a spot in there. I'm just like, if you ask me, you ask me. If you don't, you don't. Which it sucks because like I want to have as many people guest on the live stream as possible and come back all the time. But like maybe 3 people have ever been like, yeah, you should come on my live stream. And I'm like, yeah.
I haven't figured out the live stream bit yet. It's been like occasional Instagram live streams, but not. I like to record it on my own time and my own weird hours and then post it later.
Yeah.
It's like a podcast, but live.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we could release them as podcasts. The truth is, you could put them on Pocket
We
Casts
could.
or something. And
To me, the live is a lot less intimidating than going back and doing like editing and stuff for some
Oh, I
reason.
don't
I don't know.
I think a
why,
lot of them
but-
they don't edit that much, really. They just
Yeah.
kind of run it. Yeah.
My podcast producer does like any edits that need to be done. It's pretty low profile, but I just don't have time. Like even I'm getting ready to do a lot more long form content. And I told my team, I'm like, we need a video editor because I do not have the time
Right.
to do this. So
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
anyways, well,
Oh,
I
gosh.
have to get going.
I do too. I have to take a
So-
shower and get ready to go to work again.
I got to prepare this Bible study on Satan. So finish it
Oh,
up.
wow.
Wait, what?
Good times.
We're doing one tomorrow. I'm really excited.
How does that work?
So
How Satan's not in the Bible? What do you mean?
so it's really about what does the Bible actually say about Satan, which is not a lot. And where do we get a lot of the lore and the imagery and the legends around Lucifer the angel, which none of which are in the scripture for the most part. So it's really just a discussion about, the man, the myth, the legend, and like just culturally where he came from.
Right. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Good
All right.
on
Well, I have to tune into that one now too. I have so many things on my to-do list because
Yeah.
we talked to you
So
today.
so much to do in such little time.
No. All right, you
Well, we're
guys.
following them on those socials now, so all you got to do is just like tune into Sons of Liberty feed wherever. You'll probably what the hell
Whichever
was that?
platform you wish.
Oh wait, we're going to talk about when Monty leaves us. We're going to talk about what happened to me today. Are
Oh,
we
okay.
okay with that?
That's perfect. All right,
Okay.
y'all. Thank you so much for having me.
It was great
Thank
to talk
Thank
to
you
you.
so
I'll
much
see
for being
you
on the stream.
in DC.
See you in DC.
Awesome.
See you in DC.
Should we talk about it? I'm so
Sure.
mad right now.
What
You want to keep
what is this in reference to?
Okay, so I work in a doctor's clinic.
the text.
Huge. This guy comes,
Oh.
you don't know the whole story. The guy
Oh,
comes
okay.
up to me and he tells me that he has a doctor that can get rid of the bags underneath my eyes and proceeds to give me the doctor's phone number. Completely unprovoked. I didn't say I'm tired. I didn't say, what do you think of my looks?
He doesn't know you.
Doesn't know me from Adam.
He's just
does
a
not know
guy
me.
in the office.
Just decided to tell me that he is,
Oh, capital T, that guy.
oh my God.
Yeah. Okay.
Who raised you? That's what I wanted to ask. Was like, who raised you? You should be like a normal person and say the shitty things behind people's backs. I mean, like, hello. You don't
Or
say them to
just
their
that,
faces.
you poor thing, you look so tired. Even something that
Even that would be like awful. But to tell me you have
at
a
least it's
surgeon that can
pretending to
fix the way I
care.
look
instead of
is
just
incredible. And then he told me that his wife had the surgery, bags removed. And I thought to myself, she had that done because you probably said to her, you look like shit because you don't have any damn manner.
we're trying to think of
just couldn't believe
responses.
it.
Like,
I
what do
just
you
couldn't
say
even-
when somebody says something like that to you?
I mean, I'm at work, so I have to take it. But what I wanted to
Right.
do was punch you in the throat.
Exactly.
mean-
like, what the hell, dude?
Like, what is wrong with you? And even like as he was like, "Are you going to write this down?" So I
Raised by
did.
wolves.
Mhm.
Wrong
But I
with
kept
you?
it. I wrote it on his file, and I left it there. And then I was telling my
So you'll
coworkers
never
about it.
forget exactly who it was.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you don't want to.
And then I went back and I said something to like the staff, like the medical staff. I was like, So this happened today.
I know.
I was so
like,
mad.
The comments are like, what the hell? You
I'm
don't
glad.
have
I want to
bad
go back and
stuff."
read the comments because I want someone to tell me that I'm not a hideous monster now.
I
That's all
know.
I want.
She's
You're
about
not.
to go on the live.
That's what I
stream
said to
with
my
everybody.
husband tonight I told my husband about it, and I was like, by the way, 2 hours later, you still haven't told me that I'm pretty. It's like,
You
that's
haven't
really
told
what
me
I'm
how
fishing for.
ridiculous that was to say such
I
a
really
thing.
don't, but I would like to hear that I'm not. I don't need surgical
You're not a
intervention.
hideous
I'm
monster.
49 yet.
Of course
Jesus
you're not.
Christ.
That's ludicrous. Like, that is ludicrous. Like, somebody to say something like
I
that.
just
to
had no
anybody,
idea
but
that I was in
especially
such
you.
need. Anyway, I wanted to get it off my chest. Thank you for letting me discuss it on the show. I'm so mad about it.
And then you're talking about
So
bringing
mad.
a suitcase of makeup to DC.
I know. I was
You
like, I have a
don't
lot of
need a
cosmetics I
suitcase of
need.
makeup.
I was already on looking for like eye patches. I'm like on my phone.
Both eyes?
Like, I need
That's
2
how-
eye patches. I'm just gonna go like this. I'm gonna be like the best pirate DC has ever seen. Oh,
Double eye
thank you.
patching
Like
it.
sanity. She said, absolutely not, Jen. Absolutely not.
Oh,
Anyway,
no.
people are
feel like-
amazing.
I feel like it's worth mentioning that since DC, in addition to all of the guests that we've had on the show that are going to be there, pissed off bartender is going to be there, angry veteran, instead of people that I'm still trying to get, Jolly Good Ginger, for example,
Mhm.
Cliff and Jessica, people like that. In addition to that, Sons of Liberty admins are like almost all of us are going to be there. I think the only ones that
Yeah.
won't be there will be like Simi, Osiris Rex, and MV, I think.
Yeah, V
And
thought
I don't
not,
even know.
but maybe we could work on her.
Is Matt coming?
Yeah, I think so.
He's thinking
said
about
he-
it. I know.
I think he
We'll
said he
see if
didn't
he's.
think he'd have PTO.
Yeah.
For the whole thing, but for Saturday.
Maybe
I
for
think he
Saturday,
said.
because he's not that
Yeah.
far to do a
Right.
day trip.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's just a short train
Jamie,
ride.
Matt, Doug, you guys, me, who else?
Yeah, I wanted to get that in right. I wanted to get that nailed down before we changed our minds.
I know.
Anyone told
No,
Yeah.
I
me
agree.
about
I
ads
was
or-
feeling a little toasty on Saturday when I left the beach, and I was like, if I don't buy this plane ticket right now,
I know.
if I don't send Aaron this half the funds for the hotel right now, it won't happen. I won't do it.
Right? I was
And
feeling like
now
that
I
too.
have all this extra baggage.
And I was about
that I
to
have
take the trip to come to Indianapolis, which is there's not anything to look forward to. That's why I went to Las Vegas like 3 weeks ago, because I'm like, going to Indianapolis in October is nothing to look forward to. So I had to do something else to look forward to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I told my boss, I texted her, I'm like, I'm thinking about going to Washington. And she's like, oh, tell me more. I'm like, okay.
My bosses would be like, don't tell me more. Don't tell me more, but we'll put up a bail fundraiser.
Her daughter lives in Chicago. She is of Hispanic origin. Her daughter is, and has a baby, and has been walking the baby in stroller in Chicago, afraid that somebody's, because they'd been around, ICE had been around her neighborhood. And she's like, thank goodness I'm not that dark complected, like ridiculousness. And so I told Tracy to buy her daughter a whistle.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They blow the whistle. Buy her a whistle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's sad. I've seen
that's
my
part of that
coworkers.
conversation.
Coworkers are losing their own families and their family members, moms, dads, whatever. I mean, every time I turn around, it's somebody else, and
yeah,
it's just so disgusting to me and so sad. And it also is frustrating to me, especially around here where there's a lot of living in la la land, that people don't realize what's happening. They don't think other people losing their healthcare will affect them. They have no idea how all this works. They have no idea what's coming down the pike, and it drives me up a wall. I'm like, why don't you care? Why aren't you getting involved?
I keep thinking, all these months is like things need to burn down, and like thinking at any time things will burn down enough that people will get it, and just
But hopefully we'll have such a show. I will say I was super excited to go to No Kings. I'm sure you guys were too. for all the things that all of us went to see even more people than we had last time. I mean, we had to have had double the amount of people
we
that
had
we
a lot
had
more.
last time. So, I mean, that was incredible. So I think we're going to do the same thing in DC. I know we are. I know we're going to have double the amount of people we had last time. And I think it's just going to keep growing, you know, hopefully. Hopefully it'll reach everybody. That would be ideal.
And again, with the purists of, oh, you know, it's not doing anything. It is doing things. It makes them realize, even if they're trying to pretend it's not real, they know it's real.
Right.
They're
I just want to
ignoring the fact that we actually go visit Congress.
Yeah, that's why it's important to do the other things too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to encourage everybody to go live too. Everybody take a shift going live on the Sol page, on your own page, show people what's going on, show them that you're out in the streets, that you're, you know, there's power in numbers. You know, it's important for people to realize that, you know, we outnumber them. We are 2/3 of the country and growing, by the way. Do y'all see those approval numbers?
Yeah.
You know, we could
not looking good. More like disapproval numbers.
Since we're going to have all the admins there, I'll just log into StreamYard on my phone and then just pass it around and be like,
Pass
you know
the
what,
phone
now it's
around.
your turn.
That sounds like a fun idea.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Speaking of live streams, I'm going to rattle off the schedule for the next couple of live streams that we got. Tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, we've got Knitting Cult Lady.
Nice.
And then Thursday at 7 p.m., we have Cliff Cash and Jessica Denson again returning. We'll be talking more about the Removal Coalition and the protests in DC. And then Tuesday, November 4th, we have Squid Tips. And then our Veterans Day live stream, November the 11th, which is also a Tuesday, because that's our usual same bat time, same bat channel, same bat, whatever. Victor Velstra will be our guest on Tuesday, November 18th. Victor is with the Transdo Task Force. It's a group that handles or investigates and researches cold cases involving transgender victims, missing or murdered. And then November 25th, we have Rachel Burns, Iowa 7th District candidate. Oh, I forgot. Monday, because this chick just got had Monday the 3rd, I will actually be on the Fear and Loathing live stream.
Shut up. So cool. We love Fear and Loathing.
Yes,
if you guys aren't following Fear and Loathing, get on it.
They're very good. Lots of good long form writing.
I'm following them a lot. I'm following Under the Desk News a lot is good. All of those. They're
it's
just
all like,
you know.
There's a lot of networking, online networking between when you find curated, you know, content.
And it's interesting too, because on our side, we're all cheering each other on. Whereas like when you see, you know, a right-wing podcast, often they will battle it out with each other, which I don't understand, but we're trying to create a movement. So, you know, none of this matters to us. None of us make any money doing this, you know, especially Sol, you know, I mean, it's like, come on, we're just trying to make the world better. That's it. I'm not trying to sell ad space, you know.
People that really think that people don't have jobs and that's why they're out protesting because we're mad that our free stuff is getting taken away. I'm like, what are you don't even know what you're talking about. It isn't even for us. It's actually for you, moron.
Tell me about it.
Getting paid. Which is it? Are we poor or are we getting paid?
It's one or the other. Right, those Soros bucks, man. I just can't get enough
of
those
ridiculous stuff, and they're trying to stick to what they're being told.
It's so stupid. Wait, who made that fake check? That fake check was amazing.
Fake check was good.
That fake check was amazing.
The fake check was actually created by a friend of mine, Sarah.
That was incredible.
That's
good.
Tanguay,
something like that. I can't remember how they pronounce the last name, but yes, I saw it on my feed, and I'm like, "Oh, that's nice. Can I share this?" Because the post was sent to friends, and they were like, "No, I don't want to open this up to the public, but you can go ahead and copy it." So I did, and I posted it, and I saw other people posting it, and like it went viral. Like everybody was sharing it from their page, and they have like an art group that's public, and it was being shared there, and then that thing just went viral, and people were like sharing it like it was real. Like that was like we saw like MAGA people. They're like, look, it's real, and then you zoom in on it, and it's like get fucked running across the top, and there's like all these little inside jokes throughout it. Stroke of genius that was.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
I did say to my husband, I said, I'm really gonna that Soros Bucks check is gonna come in handy. Soon as we get it, honey. New roof,
Oh my
That's how much
God.
time I've been putting in. New roof.
Is that how things are going at your house?
That is how things are going at our house. Yeah.
He actually believes that?
I don't know if he believes. I think that for him, it's just like everybody else. Like if you admit that one thing is false, then everything starts to crumble. And so he just can't.
You just
And
stick
so
with
he
it.
avoids telling me that he believes these things, but
Because you're not. He doesn't want you to
you
scratch
can't scratch.
away.
You can't
Yeah.
scratch at the surface.
Pick
Yeah,
him at
no.
it.
No, my favorite part though is how pissed off they all are as a Ukrainian. How pissed off they all are being called Nazis. You called us Nazis for 3 years straight, like it was the worst thing in the world. And now you don't like the tables being turned. How strange is that? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
So weird. Soros is as elusive as Republican congressmen.
Yeah.
So true. Yes, Janet, you are correct. It is Fear and Loathing Closer to the Edge. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
What did we call it?
We call it Fear and Loathing for
Fear and
short, just
Loathing.
because it's
But
a mouthful.
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're
I
great.
think it's technically called Fear Closer to the Edge. I don't know why they have Fear and Loathing Closer to the Edge, but I think they just call it Closer to the Edge. Just the
I
short
said
form of it.
follow just because I was thinking, well, that's how you find their page. But
Right.
Yeah. They're in the
Anyway.
Removal Coalition too.
Yay. Good.
Yay.
We're getting stronger
Look
by
at that.
every
All these people there.
and such good groups. Like, there's not one of them where I would be like, they don't know what they're doing. No, they're out in the streets every day, live, doing this. I mean, Jolly Good Ginger. Anyone explain to me. This guy is out there all the
Mhm.
time.
And
It's
smart
incredible.
too.
Yeah, super smart. He doesn't miss a
They-
damn thing, does he?
All these people are very smart and have talents.
Yep. More than me. But listen, I'm willing to go ahead and march with you guys, even though I'm not nearly as talented.
Well, I was so proud of myself that I found the Trump's ballroom graphic yesterday.
Oh, that was so great. That was so
I
great.
just wanted to hand that one over to you.
Mhm. That was so good. That was so good.
The Epstein
Wait,
ballroom.
who said they saw my? Was
Yeah,
it you that said they saw
That was
my?
me. Yeah. I was like, I could see a sign.
Yeah, it's flush the turd Reich. And then at the
So-
bottom, hold on,
The way that you're sitting. Oh,
the clip cash. Donald loves Vladimir.
Yes, that is the best. I love that when they're running the trucks
That
around.
was funny.
DC.
When I saw him speak in Tampa, I added, because I got the bumper sticker from him, I added it, but I also thought, well, I might want to stick that on my car at some point or on my laptop or something. So I said, well, I'm just going to stick it on with some tape, like on the back of it. You know how you do with like masking tape for now.
Mhm.
yeah. The way
Anyway.
you were sitting in the beginning, like you're like this. I could only see flush and turd, and I was like, "What does that say?" And then you moved, and I'm like,
Well, people love that sign. They always stop and take a picture with it.
Mm.
And I stole it. Steal it from me. You guys all make flush the turd right signs.
Somebody brings a golden toilet to all of our local
Oh,
protests.
that's so great.
Calls it Trump's throne. It's pretty
Mhm.
awesome.
It is.
It's like it's regular size. It's not.
That's incredible. And somebody travels with it.
They bring it up
So-
in the back of their truck or whatever.
for those of you in the
Imagine.
chat that missed our guest, I just want to let you know that live streams, once the live stream is done, it posts to the channel as a video that you can watch at your leisure. You go back and watch it, so you can watch it and you can see the music, or you can skip past it for 32-ish minutes to the start of the show and then watch from there, and then whatever you want to do after that, it's up to you. I know there are people
Why did
who
that
actually
sound
watch
dirty?
it on like, because
He's like kind of doing that NPR voice.
Mhm.
You can do whatever you want with it.
I'm August Clementine.
We don't ask.
I'm
any
August
questions.
Clementine, and you can do whatever you want with it. You can listen to it on 2x speed. You can slow it down so that voices
Oh, oh God. Up next, Nefertiti's Fjord. Oh God. I just can't
All
get
right.
enough Parks and
Not
Rec
even
references.
drinking. This is great.
I know. We're slap happy at this point. I know I am. I still have to get in the shower.
It's true. I'm like an hour off. I'm in your guys' time zone, and it's like only 1 hour, but it's going to be good because now it's going to be daylight savings time. I'm going to be able to roll
Yeah.
right into it.
Yeah. It does affect you though, right? That like that. It does for me too.
Yeah, it's just 1 hour, but it's still bad.
Throws me off. Every time I go to the Florida Panhandle, I get thrown off. 1 hour time difference.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I tried to wake up yesterday at 7:15 Eastern time, and I'm like,
Stop. Oh
"I
God.
headache all day."
Oh my God. I love these people that are from Wyoming because they are all about, I bet you guys all know the same people. It's crazy.
Here, let me see if they know these two guys. It's
Isn't
old timey. If you left in '96, these guys were in college then. That's how I know everybody, like people all over the state, is really like, who do I know from Gillette? But I don't know if she went to public school though. Like, I don't know.
We do that in Youngstown too. We all know each other.
Oh, I'm sure in Youngstown you would know like the neighborhoods and yeah.
The neighborhoods, all who the mob guys are, who, you know, all that good stuff. We know all that stuff.
Jim Trafficant, what a character.
Oh God, what a piece of shit. You
Oh
know
my
what's
God.
funny is when I left there, this is many, many years ago, I was in college at the time. When I left there, I lived in Florida my whole life, but moved up there to finish school. And somebody made would put handmade signs in their yard that said Jim Trafficant for president.
He would have done it.
He would have done it and they would have voted for him. I mean, they would have been the only people voting for him, but you know, back in those days before everything was shit, you know.
Well, he was such a character. People would pick up on him on the House floor because of his hairdo that he had. He was a real target for that because he'd wore those suits that he wore too, like these
terrible powder blue
suits, and then the hair, and it was just too perfect for people.
But it's perfectly Youngstown though. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
I love this idea, by the way, that Asia is posting for the Ginger Power Hour. Where's Asia? Is she here? She was just here a minute ago.
We're going to figure this out.
Look at the two of you.
Delay in the chat. I don't know how long the delay is, but it depends on, not only is there a delay, but if they're watching the stream.
She had a bum link, I guess.
We could have used Asia. We could have used Asia tonight. It was good to see Doug though too.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I get in the shower.
Yeah.
So I can do it all again.
End of our show. When do you guys want to do the two claps and a Rick, or you want me to do it?
We'll do it with you.
We'll do it with you.
This is such a lie. We're totally gonna let him do it by himself, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, do it too.
All right. That's our show for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you giving us your time. Thanks again to our guest, Monte Mader, and from Admin Jen, Admin Elo, Admin Doug, and myself, two claps and a Rick. Woo!
Woo! All right, we helped a little. Not a lot.
And stream.